Hello, my name is Evan Humphrey, and today I will be talking about honor and what is honor in relation to athletics, and not just in athletics. We're going to talk about honor also outside of athletics and in life as well. So the first thing I think about when I think of honor is I think of Mulan. And so I'm going to play it. Again, I apologize for any sound video issues. I've been having problems, so just want to apologize for that. As you can hear,
I had none of your excuses. Now let's get you cleaned up. This is what you give me to work with. Honey, I've seen worse. You're gonna turn this sow's ear into a silk purse. It's freezing. It would have been warm if you were here on time. We have you washed up dry, bent and polished till you glow with pride. Trust my recipe for instant pride. You bring honor to us all. What's this? Notes? In case I forget something? Oh, this will be more luck than I thought. Wait and see when we're through. Boys will fly, they'll fall. In good fortune, you'll bring honor to us all. Honor every time we bring honor in one way. A striking a good match.
at this point, again, I apologize for the video and all that, but again, the big thing is with Mulan, her thing was she wanted to honor the country by fighting and serving as a soldier, where her family wanted her to be a woman and lead in a different capacity and have honor that way. But the big thing in classical era China is to, be a person of honor and to serve your family and your country. And so I think Mulan, if you end up watching the video, she ends up doing that. Again, if you have not seen it, it is an amazing movie. But moving on to what my definition of honor is, and my definition of honor is, first off, having good integrity. You do not want to lie, you do not want to cheat, you do not want to cut corners. An honorable person does not do that. And so that is my first definition of honor. The second one is having respect towards another person. And and not just, respect towards another person, but a person of authority, a person who has earned that respect and that honor, and that is so important inside me today, and I'll talk more about that. But in terms of honor, integrity, one example of this is, so I used to work in fast food as a cashier, and one time I was, probably didn't have my morning coffee or whatever the reason was, but the item cost $10, and the man came up to me, gave me a $10 bill. I took it. Of course, they had paid the $10, but I gave the man $10 back. And this man goes, I already paid $10. You can keep this $10. And so, I was so confused at first, but in the end, I realized this man is a man of honor. He could have easily just pocketed the $10 and walked away, but he decided to be the better man and to have integrity. And that is one example of being a man of honor. Another example of honor is talking about the position. So you may call a judge an honor just because of where they are and how they did to get there and respecting the rules. The same goes for our president, President Trump. And the same went for when Obama was president. Again, you might not believe in what they do, you might not believe in believe in their policies, or have the same beliefs as them, but it's important to honor the position and show honor towards our president, just because of the fact they are in charge and they have authority over us. The final one, and this is the one I really relate to this type of honor, is honor of the pride. And this is, I think, the big one in athletics, is, you know, putting yourself down or doing something for the betterment of a bigger issue or bigger cause. You know, serve your country. Big. Big, you know, you could definitely, you'll have honor doing that. Of course, Milan did that. And, you know, our grandparents did in World War II at Iwo Jima. You know, this is a huge sense of pride in that, and when you are finished serving, you are shown it is a great honor to have served in your country. So what does honor look like as an athlete? So honor in terms of, this isn't talking about really the integrity side of being an athlete, but integrity for an athlete is a simple concept. It is a choice of behaviors displayed in small daily decisions. Athletes engage in actions that follow their worlds and beliefs. In other words, their core and covenants and their behaviors align. Their yes means yes and their no means no. The athlete with integrity says what he means and follows that exact path. And so an athlete of integrity really is going to, you know, when he says something, he's going to go do it. You know, if he says he's not going to berate the officials, he's not going to berate the officials. He's not going to get in a scuffle with another player, he's not going to do that. And that can also be shown outside of athletics. But that is what honor looks like as an athlete in terms of integrity. So personally, I have a story that involves honor. So I played college club volleyball up at Azusa Pacific University, and again, totally great experience. But the one thing our coaches made us do was they made us call our touches. So anytime we went up to block and it went off our fingers and the ref didn't see it, we would let the referee know, hey, I touched that. And so at first this was, you know, nobody does this. This is totally, you know, totally against what the world is. And so we did this, but the thing was crazy, it was cool to see because the other, you know, we would start calling our touches and then the other team would start calling their touches, and it made it it was just better, to be honest, and you knew who the true winner was because no one was trying to get away with it. My team was having integrity, their team was having integrity, and it was just an honorable experience for everyone. So, someone who did not show honor was Coach Dino Mangiero in Season of Life. Great book by Jeffrey Marks, but there was a moment in this book where Poly Prep played Gilman, and Dino is the coach of Poly Prep. And great game. They battled, they fought. Poly Prep ended up winning the game, but they didn't quite win the battle of honor because at the end of the game there was a scuffle between the teams. They had to actually end the game early, and so, but in the end, of course, the players were like, you know what, we battled, it was a great game. They shook hands, but Coach Dino did not want them to shake hands. In fact, he told his players not to shake the Gilman players' hands. You know, he was cussing at the fans, the officials, the opponent's coaches, the opponent's players, his own players. He was just going off. He was not shown honor in any way. And in fact, the headmaster at Gilman, who had worked with Dino prior to his time at Gilman, tried to calm Dino down. And, Dino down. And Dino was not having any of it. He was rah, 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 rah. He was throwing F-bombs, throwing profanity all over the place. And so that is not how you show honor towards anything. And that's not showing honor towards the game at all. So what is the role of a coach who has honor? So I'm going to look at the aspects of a coach's relationship in terms of honor with his players, opponents, referees, and fans. As a coach, who shows honor to his players, he respects them, he realizes they are human. Yes, they will make mistakes. It happens. But you want to teach your players about, ethics, about honors, honoring your opponents, and just ultimately being a teacher for them and doing it in a very civilized manner and treating them like human beings. And that is often lost today in sports as a coach. There's that coach-player relationship. Coaches want winning, and they just want to win, and they'll do anything to get it. And it is actually really, really sad. A coach will respect their opponents, treat them civilly as well. Again, no matter how good or bad they are, you will tell your team the same thing. We're going to go out there and we're going to play our game. You hear it all the time in sports. Another way to, when you want to treat the referees with honor is you don't want to berate them. You don't want to argue with them. I mean, you can argue with them, you can discuss with them, you can, but do it in a very polite manner, and that's the big thing, is doing it politely, and that is so tough. As a coach, I struggle with that big time. And I think a lot of coaches do. It's a very easy thing to do, but you want to respect the referees. I think Dabo Sweeney actually does a very, very good job of it. Of course, we'll find out here really this upcoming Monday, but final thing is, as a coach, you let the fans be fans. Please just don't interact with them. If there's a problem, you can tell your athletic administrator, but I've seen coaches try to pick fights with fans, and it's not good. It's not honoring to them, and it's not honoring to the parents who are watching most of the things. So the role of an athletic administrator with honor, again, as an athletic administrator, the goal is to keep it, have a safe environment for the players to play on. That is so important, absolutely vital. You want to make sure everybody is safe and that it's in a good, healthy environment. As an athletic administrator, you want to keep your coaches in check, make sure they're honoring everybody, as we had previously just talked about, making sure their coaches are honoring the players, the officials, the opponents, the fans, and all of that. Make sure, as an athletic administrator, you probably should have hired a better coach if they're not doing those types of things. You want to give the referees anything they need, and sometimes they may need security, because it might be such a rowdy game, and things might over-escalate and people want throwing things at the official. So you might need to give them the security guards. You might need to give the referees changing rooms. And so as an athletic administrator, that is your job, and that is honoring to the officials. I don't think people realize how important that is, that the referees feel safe. And of course, you want to make sure the fans have a good time, but of course, do not cross the line. And if an athletic administrator does all those things, he is really a man or woman of honor. And so, very, very important. I talk about honor in the Bible, and there's two types of honor, really. There's the honor of this world, where, the world looks at you and you're like, oh, gosh, I'm the best. They look at you with, pride, and they're like, that man succeeded. But that type of success isn't the type of success God wants us to have. And that's the real, true honor of it all. And one man that really did that in the Bible was David. And the story of David, he followed God his whole life, and he honored him, and that was his goal in life. And ultimately, that should be our goal, is to honor God. And he trusted him, he had faith in him, and he achieved many successes, but he gave all of it to God. And I think that is something that we should be doing today. And honestly, why live with honor? It's so easy to go to, cheat on a test. It's so easy to yell at the officials. It's so easy to cheat in recruitment. There's so many things you can do, but that's not honoring to God. And that is my goal in life, is to honor God and do exactly as David did. And honestly, when you honor God, you'll honor others, and when you honor others, you're really honoring yourself. And it's much, much more fulfilling. So ultimately, in conclusion, live with honor, treat others with respect, and have integrity in that. Here are my references. Here's where my URL will go. My name is Evan Humphrey, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation on honor, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.